Here we have for sale our 2017 on a 17 plate Citroen Dispatch M. That means this is the medium wheelbase in the Citroen Dispatch range. This has got the 1.6 blue HDI 115 brake horsepower engine. And this is the Enterprise model. And what we're going to do in this video is we'll have a walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Dispatch Enterprise of this age. And we'll talk you through a little bit more about this vehicle individually, as it is currently available for sale at the time of recording this. So we'll talk a little bit about the service history, etc. as well, and condition. So starting at the rear of the vehicle, you can see that this van has got rear barn doors. What I mean by that are doors which open in that sort of direction. On an Enterprise, you also get rear parking sensors integrated into the rear bumper, and this gives us a good chance to have a look at one of the focal points on a commercial vehicle when it comes to condition, and that is around this load area. And as you can see here, condition of the rear bumper is very, very nice indeed. One thing I'd like to mention near the start of this video as well, there is no VAT on this particular example. You've probably seen that if you've come through to this video from an advert such as Auto Trader or maybe our own website. You'll have seen that already, but I just want to confirm that there is no VAT to be added to this particular van. If I open up the rear barn doors, we can have a look at the inside of the load area just here. So one thing you'll notice is these little yellow tabs. If you pull on that yellow tab, then you can open the door up to its 180 degree position. You can do exactly the same with the other door, or alternatively they will lock in place there at 90 degrees. But great opening these up if you're going to be loading this van with a forklift, or you just want maximum accessibility into the back of the van. You can see here that it is fully ply lined, of course, to protect the van and also to stop any outward dents, because you don't want, if cargo falls over against a panel there from the inside, it'll cause a nasty outward dent, which you certainly don't want. But again, looking at condition, these sort of areas here, these exposed metal areas on the rear doors, as I say, the top of the rear bumper, these are all areas, if a van has had a hard life, then these are the first sort of areas that it will show. And you can see here that this is in fantastic condition throughout. Looking in the back here, you can see we've got some load lights. There's plenty of tie down points here in the rear as well to tie down any cargo, of course. And we've got the factory fitted bulkhead just there as well. These are just bolted in around the outside, so that if you wanted to remove these, you can do. If you were going to turn this into a camper van or maybe put some extra seats in the back of here, you can remove that if you so want to. And looking just down there, we have the load through hatch as well, which I'll talk you through in just a second when we go around to the passenger side. Looking down the passenger side of the vehicle, it is in fantastic condition. Looking at any reflections and things like that, it's all in very, very good order. There's no dents or scratches that I can see here looking down the passenger side. Hopefully this is being conveyed accurately in the camera, but that is all in very, very good order. You get the steel wheels, of course, as standard on the Enterprise, but you also get twin side loading doors, so perfect for courier work. If you're going to be doing deliveries in this van, perfect for that type of thing. You've got that lovely economical 1.6 HDI engine, and you can load from the driver's side or the passenger side. And again, this just gives you a chance to look at the condition here, which is all in very, very nice order indeed. And looking at this load through hatch, so you'll see this little yellow tab there. If you turn that yellow tab to the side, then you can drop down the load through hatch. And this is where the Dispatch or the Peugeot Expert, which is basically the same van, this is where these vans differ from another van which has a load through hatch, like say the Transit Custom. In a Transit Custom, when you load through from the back here, you go underneath the passenger seat, which you do here as well. But if you pull on, there's a little blue tab just down here. If you pull on that blue tab, you can then load all the way through right into the passenger footwell. So even for a medium-sized van like this, you've got a fantastic load length, the equivalent of something much, much larger. So they're quite unique in that way. And as I say, all adds to the versatility of this van. And as I say, just having a good look here at the bulkhead. Again, another area on a van, if it has had a hard life, you will see it in the condition of the bulkhead. And you can see here that that is all in very, very good order indeed. When I talk about this van being a blue HDI, that refers to this van having AdBlue, and that means it is Euro 6. So you can take this vehicle into the ultra low emission zone areas such as central London, and they are popping up in more places across the UK. I believe it's been introduced in Bath. I know there's certainly talks of Liverpool, Manchester, those sorts of places as well. You can take this into those areas without having to pay the ultra low emissions zone charge, which is very significant indeed. Having a look in the cab here, fantastic condition in the cab. This one has got the addition of the lovely proper Citroen overmat as well to protect the floor. You've also got a little fold down work tray just here, so you've got somewhere to store your paperwork. You can actually flip that around as well, and that fixes in place if you want to load things up there, and that then shows you a little secret sort of storage compartment just there as well. You can see we've got a driver's armrest. I'll talk you through a little bit more about the spec when we go round to the driver's side. But while we're here, I just wanted to show you as well the service history of this van, because we've got a lovely service history. You can see here that it is all stamped in the service book. The first two are done with, well, first off a Citroen main dealer, then a Peugeot main dealer. And as I say, these vans are exactly the same as the Peugeot Expert. And then last done here with a Citroen and Peugeot specialist, actually local to ourselves. That was done in August last year at 74,718 miles. So lovely service history with the van. You can also see that I've got a phone plugged in here, and again I'll show you the reason for that when we go around to the driver's side. But again, continuing around the outside, you can see that the condition of this, I think it really does set it off nicely as well. In the silver, the condition is very difficult to fault. Looking at the front end, of course, a lot of vans can suffer from sometimes stone chips and things like that on the front end. Of course, that is to be expected. Of course, you are going to get the odd tiny little stone chip here or there. That is, as I say, to be expected. But all in all, this has been very well looked after. The plastic front bumper all looks in good order as well. Of course, like with anything of this mileage, of course, you are going to expect to find the odd hairline mark, which I'm sure, there we are, there's a tiny little touch in there. But really, that is being very critical because that is in fantastic condition. Right, let's have a look in the driver's side. We're going to have a look at the spec and condition in here as well. So, on top of the driver's door, we have electric windows, we have electric mirrors. Looking at the driver's seat, you have plenty of adjustability here on the driver's seat. So you can, of course, adjust the backrest, the height, and you've got, as I say, the driver's armrest just there as well. Very modern, flat bottom style steering wheel. The van is running at the moment, so you can see that it's all idling correctly. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard, and you can see the mileage there, 75,660 miles. So in terms of mileage, it was serviced very recently. If we turn the steering wheel over to the left hand side, you'll see this extra stalk under here underneath the lights, and that is for your cruise control. So very nice bit of spec to have if you're doing a bit of motorway mileage. And then on the right hand side, you've got your controls there for the radio. You can see we've got two full remote keys with the vehicle as well. And if I jump in, to go along with that 115 brake horsepower engine, you do get a 6-speed manual gearbox. And again, coming back to the point with the cruise control, if you're doing motorway miles, great for your fuel economy. And as I say, these vans are great for fuel economy. Looking at the screen, you can see this is why I've got the phone plugged in, and that is because this van comes with Apple CarPlay. If you've ever had a vehicle with Apple CarPlay, it's a fantastic feature to have. Very, very user friendly. You can listen to things like your Apple Music, you can use your Apple Maps on here, you can listen to podcasts, you can get it to compose or read messages for you. You can even listen to music via Spotify. If you've got Google Maps, you can get it to direct you via Google Maps. So it's a really fantastic system, and as I say, very, very user friendly in a layout which, as I say, feels very familiar from your phone as well. Also on this head unit, it does come with DAB radio as standard, and you can also, of course, connect your phone to it via Bluetooth if you wanted to as well, and you can play your music that way if you so wanted to. Air conditioning, which I can tell you is blowing absolutely freezing in here at the moment, and you've got heated wing mirrors as well. And so you've got plenty of USB points and 12-volt sockets there as well to plug into. You've also got, in the middle here, pull on this little tab, you've also got a bit of storage there in the middle seat as well. So as I say, all in very, very good order. Inside, just have a look under the floor, because I think there's a little bit of wear there in the floor. Very typical of these vans, just where a heel mark has been, probably, as I say, from motorway miles. As I'd like to point that out, obviously just trying to be as transparent as possible when it comes to these videos, showing everything that I can find on it. Anything that I can find is wrong, any defects, marks, anything like that, I will gladly show you. But that is in very good order, and as I say, no VAT to pay. If you would like to inquire on this van, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed there at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates, starting as low as 7.9% APR, and we can also take cars or vans in part exchange as well. Thank you very much for watching.